So I actually was torturing myself. Wait. Let me get comfortable. My chair's moving. Motherfucker. Let me just. Okay. So I was torturing myself by watching. I looked up like Warframe the best, right? I'm just trying to see all the terrible shit posting that YouTubers were putting out, right? Of their god awful builds, their god awful tier list rankings, all that kind of bullshit, right? And it's like they don't even play the fucking game themselves. These people regurgitate the same shit over and over and over again. That like they don't test anything, right? I don't think of like these people have never tried out a weapon like the fucking what's a weird weapon that they've never touched. Like let me think. So like the fucking embolist. These dudes have never touched a weapon like this, right? I'm not saying that you should use shitty weapons, right? There's nothing wrong with not knowing what shitty weapons do or what they are or anything like that, right? But these people don't understand how these mechanics work. They will tell you builds and shit like this without understanding game mechanics, right? Like, say you get one of these retards, you tell them, okay, here is the fucking. Let's just take this, right? I was fucking around with this. Ignore this. So, see this build right here. This gun has 41% status, innate toxin, no crit, good reload, meh ammo pickup, good fire rate. Okay, so we have this right here. What is the first slot? So say we do have an arcane slot, right? We're gonna mod this like we have access to everything, right? Because I feel like unless you state beforehand that this is beginner friendly or a cheaper build, your build should have the best slot possible. Because if it's not, if you don't state that, it is a bad build. Because if you don't go out and say, this build is for people who don't have these things, or you want to make the build cheaper, and you specifically say that, then that's fine. But if you go, this is the build, fucking use it, right? So that's like running any status secondary pretty much, and not running Cascadia Flare, because Cascadia Flare is probably the one of the best secondary arcanes. If you're using your secondary as DPS, Cascadia Flare is the probably the best option, right? The only other option that you should even look at is if you're using Encumber with like another weapon to self prime. You could use Encumber. You could do that. Maybe I wouldn't even say Deadhead. Really, it's just that or Overcharge. It's really Overcharge is mainly used for like lower level stuff. You don't Overcharge isn't really using like actual like higher level stuff because you're not gonna have the overshields up all the time. So your main option is really Cascadia Flare. Cascadia Flare is really the best option. Or if not, one of these, Dexterity, Deadhead, whatever, one of those. Or you have Encumber. Those are really your only options, right? For the most part. So, say this build is super high status. You're going to want to build it for heat. Like, if you look at this weapon screams heat build, right? So, what you really would do, what I would consider doing, you would probably do something. Actually, no, this is what I think these YouTubers would do, right? So, you're going to go here. You're going to, we're gonna put on. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, okay. And then we're gonna do. My nose is running. What the fuck? Why is my nose running? Okay, if you can't tell, I'm kind of annoyed because I think these people are autistic and they don't spread misinformation, but they don't give out good information, right? I'm not saying like you shouldn't listen to these. No, actually, you shouldn't listen. These people are stupid. You shouldn't listen to them, because I don't think that you can learn way more from watching. If you're like, okay, in this game, right? This is for so many other games too. The majority of the big content creators are not the creators you want to watch for information. If they're entertaining, whatever, that's whatever. Fucking doesn't matter. If you're looking at it as who is going to give me the best information to actually learn about the game and make something actually work, you want to look for like under 5K subs. Anyone under like Gamble, right? Watch his videos. I'll put a link in the description. But his videos actually he explains everything very thoroughly. He's so good at explaining it. If you don't know how to play this game, watching his videos, he goes over beginner stuff, like middle stuff, and then he goes over the end game stuff. And he actually plays the game, right? So he actually knows what he's talking about, and he understands how the game works. Unlike these fucking retards who will give you these builds where it's like, like, why are you building like a corrosive Fenmore? Like, like some stupid shit like that. Like, you know, actually, wait. If you use corrosive and you want to like self, okay, but like they wouldn't do that. The build would, it would just be like corrosive. Okay, it wouldn't be like the fucking, you know, you get what I'm saying? If they were building a corrosive, it would just be for the fact that it's corrosive, not the fact that you would use the corrosive to armor strip, so you would self strip without having to worry about, you know, whatever. But that's what I mean. Like they don't understand anything. They don't understand heat dots, heat inherit. They don't know how crit scaling what is above a tier 3 crit. Like they don't understand any of that. Should you what's overbuilding, putting way too much, diminishing returns. Like they don't understand any of that bullshit. They just see, oh, gun will throw fucking like this is how the I don't know how much people do this, but I've heard it, right? People will do shit like this, right? Duh, viral heat. Uh fucking oh, we'll throw the crit stuff on. Multi shot. Um what else? Maybe like fire rate or like shit like that. They just throw on shit, right? That isn't good for the or fit for the weapon. Instead, how I would probably build this, you would want to go if you want to put base viral. If you want to just have viral on it without having to use anything else, okay, that's fine. Say we're doing that. Frostbite. Where's my unranked pistol pestilence? Both of these unranked because you want as little viral as possible, because if you don't know, less dots when you're not using fucking 100 munitions, okay? When you're not using 100 munitions, you can't just put as much viral as you want on a fucking weapon. If you don't know, so our status is 50%. That means on every shot, our viral weight is, okay, let's do 45.5 divided by 1, fuck, 45.5 divided by 103.2. Our viral weight is 44%. So there's a 53% chance that we're going to proc a status proc, and then a 44% chance that status proc is going to be a viral proc, right? That's very high. That's actually very high. I don't like how high that is, but whatever. We probably just slot, like, you know, have a heat mod on. Like I would probably just throw like this to get up the heat weighting, right? If you're gonna run viral, I would recommend having another more element on your ribbon. Like, see on my ribbon, I have more heat, right? So now I get a shit ton of heat weight. So now my heat weight, instead of before where it was like, you know, around like 60, now you see we have, so 117.7 divided by 163, 72% heat weight. So now, also with the extra status and whatever, there's a 110% chance, so we're guaranteed a status proc, right? And with that status proc, there's a 72% chance that it's going to be heat dot. And look, we have 8 fire rate, to do the math, it's a lot of heat procs, right? So if you're going to use a weapon like this, right, it's purely status, you want the lower weighting, right, obviously. But obviously Warframe does not explain any of this shit to you. You're not going to know this stuff, right? Which is why, like, when I see like these videos and they explain shit, and it just annoys me with how fucking stupid these people are when they like actually don't know what they're talking about, and they just make stupid fucking builds that don't make any sense. Like, even if you have like something that's like a little weirder, or like you're using things that like, if you like look at something and like you can still understand why something is being slotted and what they're like, you know, what they're thinking, like that's fine, right? But when you're just doing stupid shit like let's go back to the other one. So we're gonna go what else? Like when you're doing fucking, where is, fuck, I lost. Oh yeah, I'm stupid. When you do some stupid shit like this doesn't make any fucking sense. You're running straight up viral, so now you have the strongest part of this weapon, of this already weak weapon, is how much status you can put out. Now you're using viral. Viral gets capped at 10 status, and you have no other dot. And these people will make the build just straight up viral because, oh, it's fucking viral. Actually, they'll probably make it worse, right? They'll probably do that. It's like, oh, once the like, no. They're gonna build it for pretty much just a straight up base damage build, essentially, right? So they would just go fucking the viral. We'll give them benefit of the doubt. They slot this on, right? And then whatever else they want to put, all the other extra bullshit, right? Fucking, you know, they got like the this. If there another thing that people don't understand, right? I feel like when the new arcanes came out, right? When they first came out, a lot of people were making their builds with zero base damage, right? Making your build with zero base damage is not smart, okay? Like, I mean, like, you have no consistent base damage, no, like, your, like, straight up damage is so fucking weak that is not good. It makes it very hard to get your first kills, and it slows down your kills by so much, because you're wasting so much time trying to get that first kill, okay? So, if you were to run a build, right, with no base damage, I have builds like that with nothing, but the difference is, I go to my arcanes, and I use arcanes to boost my base damage, or I have other ways of getting my base damage, like my flat, like, you know, like my baseline base damage, like what I need to actually kill enemies. You can't just make a build like, say we don't have Cascadia Flare or any of these on. Say we're running Encumber, right? So let's go Gal Shot, fucking whatever. We'll just throw shit on. Not really paying too much attention to this. That can't do that. You on all the normal mods you would put on, right? So oh shit, I made gas. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But you see the problem, right? We don't have like this base damage is just 152, right? This is all we have. We don't have anything else. So now try and kill a steel path enemy with 152 base damage and no nothing, right? So Encumber is gonna proc when you're hitting the enemies, but now you have no actual base damage, right? So you're fucking tickling the enemy. Instead, if you were to run a build like this, you still want to have fucking here. What's the arcane called? I forget what it's called. You want this one, Arcane Precision. You can get 300% base damage on a headshot. If you were to run a build like that, just to be safe, because you never, if you ever run out of that kill, you ever die, your shit runs out. You always want to be safe. That's the biggest thing when you're making builds in Warframe, right? You always want to have, you want to have your build, right, safe in every like circumstance. Okay, I could have worded that way better. You want to be, able to handle everything that comes at you. Say your build, you run out of fucking all your timers run out, all your shit's gone, you die. You want to be able to bounce back quickly. With a build like this, right? Once you get it rolling, it probably will deal more damage, right? Than if you had that just, the other mod, whatever. You're getting more, technically, you're getting more, right? Like your effective damage is higher, right? But the problem is, yes, technically your damage is higher, but realistically in game when you're actually playing with it, it's not going to be higher because you're not going to always be meeting that condition. And when you do meet that condition, yes, it will be higher. But if you don't hit that condition consistently and you're not able to consistently do that, that more damage, right? Why would you want to use that option that has the higher ceiling, but it's less effective technically? Well, in general, in actual gameplay, it's less effective because it's harder to activate, and you really just can't use it. Like, yeah, you might get that one really fast kill every once in a while, right? Like, say you kill a Demolist, you fucking insta kill a Demolist, right? And then the next one, you kill it the same exact way, but this time it takes you fucking twice as long. Maybe that's not a good example because sometimes you fuck up on Demolist kills, but like for the sake of the argument, let's just say whatever you did that second time, you didn't have your stacks up, you didn't have shit up, right? The build wasn't working unless you were fully stacked up, right? The problem I have with making a build like that, right? When you have something like this, is I would rather do something, either if you want to do something like this, you have to run a base damage arcane. If you don't, you're stupid, right? I think you're dumb if you don't do that. If you're gonna run a build like this, unless you're running like like survival, you're not really growing fire. You just kind of want to like just group clear and whatever. Like if you're not like really gonna take anything far, you're just making it to make it, whatever. It's fine. You could use almost anything on like steel path, like the entry level steel path stuff is not hard. That shit's easy, right? Like it's if you have all the, it's easy taking into account you have all the stuff to destroy them, right? But I would rather do something like this, right? Because now you have wait, let me just fix this because this is really bugging me that it's not right. Okay, that looks a lot better. that was annoying me that I had gas there, but you can see my point where you would rather have this. Going back to these YouTubers and how they're fucking stupid, right? I watched a video going over this person's tier list. I'm not gonna mention the YouTuber obviously because it's kind of fucked up. I don't want to do that. But this said YouTuber, right, made a video. They didn't take into account the helmet system. Okay, I can understand their point, but nobody who's playing this game is not using the fucking helmet system. Unless you're playing like Gauss or like, you know, one of the frames who don't need it because their kits are very good, like the newer frames that come out that don't really need the system. Like the helmet system is mainly for the older frames, right? It's not made for the new frames because the new frames are made with, you know, the ability to actually do pretty much whatever. Like their kits are much more sound and well built, but without taking into account the helmet system, I feel like your list is like worse because like nobody's playing these frames. Like I'm never gonna play Equinox without no helmet, right? I don't think I have a single build that I actually use that does not use a helmet ability, and these people probably fucking don't either. Their frames, they have all of these helmet abilities on their frames. They all do. I know they fucking do. Like you stop lying to yourself. You're not like that's a stupid way to fucking make the list, right? I don't think that's a smart way to make the list because you're not showing the accurate representation of the gameplay and who's actually good. Because now, okay, so let's go over in this person's list. Steinex was C tier, right? Without Nourish, yes, I agree. Steinex is nowhere near as strong without, you know, Nourish. But you put on Nourish, right? Now you can overguard gate your whole team. You could shield gate your whole team, give crazy energy regen. You have a defense strip that you can use on enemies like acolytes, you know, like any problematic enemy, just make them into fucking nothing, right? You could just that's why I'm like, why would you not take into account that? Taking into account that Steinex has Nourish, with Nourish he's literally a completely different Warframe with Nourish, right? Equinox without Terrify or Armor Strip, right? Equinox's DPS was fucking awful. It could not handle Steel Path. Equinox was not good on Steel Path when it came to nuking because her damage could not do it. With the Sassoons, right? Equinox is so much more effective on Steel Path because she can actually DPS on Steel Path, right? Obviously, you're always going to have fucking Saren and fucking, you know, they're always going to be, you know, Octavia. Zaku's really good. Who else is like, who I think is like top tier? Garuda's close. I really like Garuda. I think Revenant gets a little, because I see everybody always put Revenant S tier, right? He's not S tier. He's not. To me, an S tier frame is somebody who is completely perfect with a perfect kit that even if you subsume over an ability, right? The Warframe itself works very well without the subsume. And you know, you can actually play the Warframe blows well, the actual kit is effective, right? His 4 is like mediocre at best, right? His Reeve is good, right? If as long as you use the viral procs and you actually like do it like that, I think Reeve is so much better to use like that. His enthralls are not good, right? The enthralls are very fucking annoying. Because one, if you don't get a mind control enthrall, I feel like using his enthrall is just because you have to search out the enemy that shoots you. You're gonna have to hit them once they get the stun from Mesmer. It's a free one. Reeve you can only re-kill, insta-kill, you know, the enemies that are actually enthralled. And guess what? Now you have no enthralls. You're gonna get shot again, and it's just like it's annoying. It's a lot more of an annoying playstyle than if you just had it, you know, pretty much just done for you. I get it, like obviously that shouldn't be a thing, but I feel like his enthralls should be a little more, you know, I just feel like they're annoying, right? And I don't really see the point in using them. Like I just feel like Mesmer Skin, yes, Mesmer Skin is amazing, right? Reeve is good under certain conditions. Dance Macabre is mediocre at best. Yeah, that's really all you gotta say about that one. That one's not great. And Enthrall is okay, right? Like I just think Rev is he's an A tier frame solely because Mesmer Skin is so good. An A to S, right? Like I like if you say he's S tier, like I'm not gonna argue you, right? Like I was like okay, right? Like I get it. Like I understand why. Like he is he is mind-numbingly good. Where you like Mesmer Skin is so good, you could literally sit there and walk your way to level cap. Like it's that good, right? Like I'm not saying he's not amazing, but I see like Octavia is an S tier. I'm like, how the fuck is Octavia not S tier? Octavia is like single-handedly the best support frame, like I think in Warframe. In my opinion, I think she's best because she can buff the team and fucking DPS enemies, energy regen innately, which is like, just it's not that much, but it's still nice to have, right? Like Octavia is just so good. Like she has literally everything in her kit, right? She has a damage buff. What else? Like she has like everything, right? But you tell me that she's not S tier as a frame designed, right? But Revenant is S tier when his kit is not as well put together as Octavia's is, right? Or even though I don't like Saren because I think she's just really good. I just find her a little boring to play because you know you can kind of just literally destroy anything with anything because she's just that good, right? But Saren also has a good kit. Her kit is very well made. And I think she's also S tier. Who else? Hydrate, in my opinion, overrated. I'm sorry. I don't. He's good, but he's not fucking anything too crazy. Gara also very underrated, very strong. I think Korra is A tier, right? I don't think Korra is S tier. People always have Korra like S tier. I don't think she's S tier, right? Before, when her whip used to be insanely broken before they nerfed it, when it can't go through walls, when it used to be able to go through walls after they nerfed it and changed it so it couldn't. It still kind of can if you use Strangle Dome. It can it bugs out and it still lets you kind of fixes the hitbox and makes it a lot bigger, right? But even now I feel like she's like A tier, right? Even though her kit is still she's still a very good frame. I just think that her in a team her gameplay, I don't like playing with Korras. I find playing with another Korra, playing with a Korra on the team is very unfun, very boring, and it sucks all the fun out of the gameplay. Because realistically, if you're playing with a Korra, you know what you're gonna be doing, right? You're gonna have the Strangle Dome up, you're gonna have this, and then you're gonna be sitting there, and they're just gonna whip. That's the gameplay, right? That's what it's like playing with Korra. It's not fun. But I just feel like these YouTubers are fucking stupid. Destiny has the same problem. You look at a lot of these YouTubers, new shit comes out, right? And then everybody makes the same video on the same fucking thing. I'm like, yo, you guys are literally a hive mind. You're all saying the same information on the same thing that just came out because people are going to look at it because obviously it's the first day that it came out and they don't know any better, right? Nobody who actually plays Warframe, they don't watch fucking YouTube videos, right? They don't watch videos on this game because these people who make these videos are autistically stupid and they're not good at the game or they don't play the game enough to understand all the shit in the game. I just don't like how I wouldn't say it's misinformation, but they spread information that I think is just there's not they're not recommending the best thing to you, right? I feel like if you're gonna make a video recommending things, you should at least try to be 80% accurate on trying to recommend things that are good in builds, right? I watched this video by this one YouTuber who I actually don't fucking like at all. I cannot stand his videos. I think his videos are fucking garbage, and he has 100K subs. And I'm like, there's no way you people fucking watch this doofus. Yes, what he says in his videos isn't completely wrong, but the only reason it's because of that is because he just copies what other people say. It's not like this dude is not good at the game. His builds are fucking god awful, right? And it's just I don't understand why are you watching this guy's videos? He doesn't what he's telling you in this video you can learn in 5 minutes of fucking going on the wiki or you're not you're literally wasting your time watching this video. I watched that video and I was like, wow, this shit is fucking garbage. It's bad, right? I'm why? Yes, I play the game more. So when I see a video like that, maybe you could say it's tailored to new players, whatever. Even if that video is tailored to new players, he's talking about incarnate weapons and end game shit, all these end game things, steel path and all that, right? So I'm you should have some fucking knowledge on the game if you're gonna be talking about all these other all these weapons, right, that are supposed to be the last stuff you unlock, right? You should have some fucking knowledge of what you're talking about. His builds were god awful, right? he was making like builds with no primary arcanes. The least you could do is have the fucking build on the weapon, so you could at least show that you've used it, right? Like I don't. He had like maybe one or two of the weapons in his actual video that were like that he talked about actually built, right? That he actually like had builds for, and they were still not good builds, by the way. But it's like that's my point. Like why are you making like videos on shit that you don't even fully understand, right? Like you're spreading like you don't even know what you're talking about. Why are you talking about it? Like you're like I don't like it's retarded. Like it mind boggles me how you can go and make a YouTube video talking about something that you don't even know anything about. Like yeah, I get these games are huge. There's a lot of like intricacies. I think I said that right. Like in the game and stuff the game doesn't tell you, stuff you're not gonna know, all that kind of bullshit, right? But it's like this dude fucking sucks. Like, why are you watching his video? Like, I'm not saying like don't watch if you enjoy the video, like watch the video. I'm not saying like if you fucking watch it, if whatever, like that doesn't matter, right? But like it's such a casual fan base that watches this stuff, right? And I know this game is pretty casual. It has like it's like Destiny where it's like yeah, there's still a lot of people who like actually play the game. And like Warframe is not Warframe if there was no level cap content. Level cap content is what actually makes Warframe, by the way. If you play Warframe, level cap content is actual Warframe, right? And I'm not trying to sound like elitist, right? I saw a video pop up. I didn't watch it, but it is level cap players or like elitists ruining Warframe. It's like okay, I can understand the point of like saying oh this thing is bad, it's not good at here or whatever, like right? And like but like most people who like play the game, like right, they're like this community is not that bad when it comes to like shit like that with like people will bring anything to level cap like and shit like people use weird shit all the time in this game, right? Because most things you can make it viable. You can make anything viable with enough like building, the actual like actually understanding game mechanics, like and like knowing how the game works, right? You could actually make things that like aren't good. You can make them what like actually work. I know it's a crazy thing to think about. Your Incarnate Burst in Prime, right? That can't kill level 1000 when there's like someone who has like let me think of a weird weapon like a Bosmu build, right? That's out DPSing your fucking Burstin because your Burstin build is just bad. And I don't know if you're to be honest, I don't think there's a way the Bosmu can out DPS the Burstin even if you have a bad Burstin build. It's probably not possible. I'm not even gonna lie, but just for the like an argument, right? That since your build is just worse because you don't know how to build your weapon, it's because you don't understand how the weapon actually works. You just throw shit on it and hope it works because you don't understand the game, which isn't like a bad thing, right? I'm not saying you got to be a super tryhard, understand everything about the game, fucking read the wiki like it's the Bible, right? Like and understand everything, right? But it's like I don't understand how like it's so casual, right? But even when I play games casually that I don't like play that much, like I still like to know, right? Maybe that's just me, but like I just like to know like the fucking something about the game. Like I like to like not just go and like do something, right? For just because like I like to either try and figure it out myself or see if I can read stuff about it and figure it out. Which I'm still gonna figure it out myself because I'm still reading about it and watching other things about it that are actually informational, not like fucking Mr. Retard 3000 who made a fucking like a Torrid video using it as like a like viral slash, and it's like yeah, obviously that's a good build. Like everyone knows that. Like that's a fucking like you'd be retarded if you said like a viral slash Torrid isn't a good build, right? Like obviously it is. But it's like they don't understand the game at any level. They don't play the game. Like these people probably have under 1,000 hours in the game, right? I feel like if you're gonna dedicate your fucking YouTube channel to a video game, right? And it's like an older game, right? The game's been out for a while. It's not like a newer game that's come out. You gotta play the game, a fucking decent amount to actually like talk about the game. Why do you feel you can make videos and you don't play the fucking game? You don't do level cap runs. You don't do any actual content. You don't grind the weeklies. I'm not saying you gotta like play every fucking day of your life. I don't play this game every day. I played it for like what? I used to play it when I was like, I think I first picked up Warframe when I was in like 5th grade, right? I stopped playing when PoE came out, right? I picked it back up after quarantine because my brother got when COVID happened, right? And then I've been playing it ever since. So I've been playing the game for, let's say, ever since I repicked it back up, 3 to 4 years, right? I have what? How many hours do I have? I think I have like 3,500 to 4. No, I think I have like 3,500, maybe 4K. I have quite a lot. I think like 3,500 on my PlayStation, right? And that's because also I wasn't allowed to, like, where I lived, yeah, no, you couldn't do shit. Like, you had to stay inside all day. So, like, I had literally nothing else to do. Like, I was just playing the game for like fucking 10 hours a day because there was literally nothing else to do. Like, don't blame me, okay? Like, I spent like probably half my high school just playing fucking Warframe because I literally couldn't, like, my mom wouldn't let me do shit. So it's like, it's kind of fucked up, but instead I just played this game, which, yeah, I mean, I like this game a lot, so it's like, kind of, I wouldn't say it works out, but like, it's okay, I guess, not that bad. But like, yes, I have a lot of time in the game. So obviously I'm gonna know more about the game than the average player. I feel like if I didn't know more about the game than the average player with that much playtime, then that's kind of sad. Like, what did I just spend all this time of my life doing? Playing this fucking game, and I don't know more than an average player, right? But it's like, don't just believe all the bullshit that you fucking see. Like, you see, oh, this is the best weapon. This is like, no, fucking. You know what you should do? Go right. You see the weapon they're talking about. Look up the stats. Look up the weapon. If you care enough, get the weapon. Test it yourself, and then test it. Put it like compare it to the weapons you use and see. And the actual other really good options in the game, and then you could say how good it is, right? Because you can't just say like you can't just get a Tord, right? You can't say how OP the Tord and the Elytron are without getting ribbons, okay? I'm sorry, okay? Maybe I'm being fucking uh elitist by saying that, right? But if you look at the fucking ribbon stats on these things, look how much more broken they are with the ribbon stats. I'll take off my ribbon, look at the stats without my ribbon. Okay, these are still good stats, right? Like, these are very good stats, right? Then you put these ribbons on them. The ribbons are what make these weapons autistically broken, okay? That's what makes these weapons so fucking good, is the ribbons. And why I think they are really overtuned. But enough about that. They don't tell you that in their videos. Most of these YouTubers make videos. They make no ribbon videos, okay? And yes, that I get it. I get why they make no ribbon videos. But I feel like you should at least show the ribbon, right? If you have a ribbon, which I feel like you should, right? If you're gonna make a fucking whole video dedicated to one weapon, you should have a ribbon. By the way, because if you don't have a ribbon, depending unless it's like a weapon like a Czar, like an Ogress, these weapons, or like a really shitty dispo weapon like a Cedo. Like, look at my Cedo ribbon, okay? Ignore the build. Yeah, those are awful stats, okay? Fucking god awful stats. Like, it's almost an unslottable ribbon, and that's not even a horrible ribbon. I mean, it has multi-shot, I guess. Like, it's not a good ribbon, right? Like a weapon like that, you can literally avoid a ribbon. Like, that weapon, like that ribbon is barely better than Vigilante Armaments as a slot, right? So it's like you can really not, like, a weapon like that, you don't need a ribbon, okay? But a weapon like this with a dispo this high, should I check Electro Frame? What's my dispo on the Torrid? I don't. Does Electro Frame tell you that? I don't even know. Electro Frame. Where is my Torrid ribbon? Torrid. What is the dispo on the Torrid? I think I'm autistic because I can't, like. Okay, whatever. You know what? To be honest, I don't feel like looking it up. I'm sorry, but the dispo on this is so high that if you don't show a ribbon build, like, what are you? Goddamn. Like, if you don't show a ribbon build for it, you're doing it a disservice, and you're not showing the actual weapon, right? If you're making a fucking video completely dedicated to one weapon, right? I feel like you should show how strong the weapon can fucking be, because if you don't, then what's the point of the fucking video? Why did you make this video, right? Oh, it's good, fucking get it. Okay, yeah, I knew I could have looked at the stats on my own, and like looked up maybe 30 seconds of gameplay of the weapon and be like, oh, this looks cool, let me go get it, right? Like, it doesn't take a fucking 10-15 minute video of literally nothing to know, oh, I'm gonna run fucking it's built-in virus, so I'm gonna use code this 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 and this, right? Like, it's not like it's not a fucking, it's not rocket science, okay? Like, it's not. And by the way, this weapon is so strong you could get away without using like base damage, right? Like, it doesn't fucking need it. It's very strong. And by the way, I usually use like Arcane Rise on Incarnage. Arcane Rise is very underrated for Incarnage because you're always swapping to the Incarnate mode, so it procs like all the fucking time. It's basically like 24/7. So Arcane Rise is really nice, by the way. I like it a lot. One of my favorite arcanes because I'm broke and don't have Arcane Rage. So yeah. But like, you don't need like, you know, a fucking genius to tell you how to like make a viral slash build. Like, you don't like really like, and they don't make any weird builds. Like I have this build that actually plays into the like one of the biggest strengths of the Tor that is severely underrated. Look at the fucking base status on this thing. Okay, that's great. Okay. Do I have any? Oh no, I do not. Fuck. What's that? Plus 60. I think it's like what, like 60%. I could take you off it, right? And we'll see the base status. 54% base status chance. Okay, you see that? 54%. That is like. That is like that's more than the fucking Embolus, right? That's more. This is a pure status one, by the way, with 0 crit, and it has a higher status chance than this, which is power creep is insane. And this weapon also has like fucking 50% base crit, right? And like crazy crit multiplier. Like, look at my crit multiplier, right? So enough of how broken this weapon is, right? So this build is made because I don't like switching my my things at all. I like to be lazy. I like to have just straight toxin, 100 munitions for the armor if there is any armor, primary blight, so I don't have to worry about fucking anything like getting any base damage. I just get some extra crit and some more multi-shot, lag observation, crit delay, this, and then arcane rise. And I literally took this thing in level cap with nourish, and it was literally raping enemies. It even destroyed the Thraxes. Like, this weapon DPS is completely fine, right? Like, they will never show you an actual like build like this. That yes, this build is more specific, right? But it's like you just show the fucking basic retard build that anybody can make with no brain. It's like, why am I gonna sit here for 10 to 15 minutes watch your video when this information, even the casual players will understand this build because they see you fuckers make it on every other weapon in the game. So it's like, you all make the same fucking build on every weapon and you just copy paste it anyway. So they all know, oh, fucking, you run aptitude, you get base damage. You run galvanized chamber, you get tons of multi-shot. Crit damage, crit chance, fucking free slash procs because it's 100 munitions. And you have really high crit. And then the Bane mod, it's a dot build for the extra dot damage. Like that takes 30 seconds. Anyone can do that. It's like, why are you gonna why waste your time watching a build video, right? That is not gonna tell you literally anything. They don't tell you anything, right? For the most part, so many of these videos and builds, right? You don't learn shit, right? So it's like, why would you watch it? I don't understand why people watch them when it's like, because they don't know that this information is so fucking basic. A toddler can repeat this stuff to you. It's not. Yes, this game looks kind of complicated. It is not as complicated as it seems. It really, like, the complicated stuff is all the retarded interactions. The actual, this viral 100 munitions is as basic as it gets. It does not get more basic than this. This is so simple, right? It's not like we're using a fucking, where's Zaku at? Zaku, okay. Zaku, Fenmore, right? It's not like you're using this, right? With devouring attrition with Zada bubbles to get the square damage on your Fenmore. If you don't know this interaction, basically what it does is it quadruple dips and like squares the number on some like bullshit, right? and it does retarded autistic amounts of damage. Devouring Attrition is completely overpowered with Zada bubbles. It is one of the most broken things in the game. It's super strong. It still is. Yeah, very good. But something like that is an actual mechanic, right? That the game will not tell you at all. And is actually, if you don't understand it and you don't know that, I wouldn't blame someone for not knowing that, because that's not something a normal player would just know, right? But then you get some bullshit like this. It's like, this is, anybody can do this. Like, your video is garbage. Like, you're making, this is so basic. There's nothing, there's no substance here. Like, literally nothing, okay? So, that was my rant on retards who make YouTube videos on this game that are a waste of your time, and it sucks that there isn't a lot of better YouTubers, or at least the actual good YouTubers don't get any recognition. Like, any of the good Warframe YouTubers I watch have, like, no subs. They don't have, the one who probably has the most is Asian Invasions. He's probably, like, the best YouTuber, I would say, who has, like, the lowest, like, sub count. He has, like, what, like, 40k, I think he has? I think I first started watching when he had around, like, 10k, or something like that, right? But, like, his videos are actually, he explains everything. Like, his videos, if you want to watch good Warframe YouTubers, right? Asian Invasions, Gamble, I can't think of anybody else right now, but I can probably go and find someone else. There's tons of other people who, like, upload runs and stuff like that, and all sorts of other, bullshit like that, right? You just have to go find it. It's out there. Yes, when you first go and try and find shit, you're gonna get the barrage by all the fucking, I'm not, do I name drop any of them? I don't want to be, nah, I won't name drop anybody. But the YouTubers, the prime suspects that everybody knows, that everybody talks about, that everyone knows sucks and nobody watches their videos, that they're all bad at the game. Okay, we'll take that part back. But, like, they're like all the casual ass YouTube videos, right? When you're talking to the microphone like this and you sound like a fucking retard, like, it's so, like, I hate their voices. It pisses me off. I hate their editing style. It's so gay. They do, like, the gay TikTok editing. And it's like, yo, you look like a fucking retard. You're like, why are you talking like this? Why is your editing like this? It looks so weird. Like, it just, like, it looks so unnatural. And it's like, just talk about the fucking game for, like, 5 minutes, right? Like, I would much rather watch, like, a fucking schizo retard talk about, like, a retarded build that he made that is, like, actually kind of unique, and just completely schizo rants for, like, 10 minutes about, like, complete bullshit. I would much rather watch that than watch some retard who knows nothing about the game make a really bad video that has zero substance. That is, like, that anybody can make. So that is my video. So if you enjoyed it, fucking mwah, I don't know, something like that. Do something with it. I don't know. Okay, I'm not running out of ideas. Okay, look at this. Ooh, ooh, black screen. Ooh, ooh. When is the video gonna end? I'm just gonna keep spamming this black screen. Look at this. Bam, bam.